Hi, I'm Alan Ross, Managing Editor of APC Media. We are here at the 2026 IEEE PES T&D Show. My next guest is Lee Doyle. Lee, it's good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, you as well.
You are the Senior Sales Manager, North America for Vaisala. I got that right. I'm
Yes.
going to get it in there. I've known Vaisala for a long, long time. Excellent company. But before we get to Vaisala, I want to talk about the industry itself.
Mm-hmm.
The last time you and I did something, I think we talked about, things are growing. Where are we now? I mean, just where are we now?
Yeah, I mean the growth today is off the charts. So
Yeah.
it's the number of companies that are coming into this industry, the number of projects being executed. We've never seen growth like this in the past. So
Yeah, we're in that hockey stick kind of thing. The one thing that I think there's a whole thing about capital and who gets there first. The utilities got to the transformer manufacturers first. They said, hey, well, it's never happened that you could sell them slots at price prevailing, right?
Yes.
And they said, yeah, we want 10 in this year. Well, guess who was left out? All of the industrials and a lot of the data centers kind of were the secondary tier or the grid edge. As a result of that, it creates a situation where if you can't get new transformers to replace old ones or for growth, you have to keep the ones you have going.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about the difference between monitoring or selling a monitor when a transformer is brand new and being shipped versus retrofitting and getting them out to them, because they have to have data, they have to have information.
That's right.
Talk a little bit about that and how it's affected Vaisala.
Yeah, it's a critical area of growth for us as a company. We really see transformer monitoring being really more and more important because, as you mentioned, there's you see a lot of new transformers coming with them, and you see a lot of old transformers being retrofitted, and some of it comes down to statistics. We know that the newer transformers, they tend to fail in those early years. And so you want to be able to capture that. And then at the end of life, nowadays, because of the long leads and as you mentioned, the competitive nature of trying to get manufacturing slots, they want to extend the life of those transformers.
Right.
So monitoring allows you to do that. It allows you to, not just keep it running from a operations standpoint, but also it makes it financially viable because we see now that insurance companies are requiring it.
Right. The new DGA gas guide came out from IEEE after 6 years of being revised, and I think just the emphasis now is, can you determine, because here's what the C-level people want. I want to know the day before a transformer is going to fail that you can put a new one in.
Yes.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But we know the bathtub curve.
Yeah.
Infant and then late stage. One of the things that I think is missing in a lot of situations, and I want to ask you how Vaisala handles it, is it's data without analysis.
Yes.
So not only do you need a monitor that gives you data, this is what's coming out of the transformer, but here's what you need to do as a result of that.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what you guys do to help a customer with that.
Yeah, so we really stick onto the hardware side, to the getting the data. So we really pride ourselves on having the best instrumentation to get you that information. So when it comes to the analysis side, we do have some basics that we provide, but we partner with higher level companies that that bring that expertise to the table. So Delta X Research would be an example.
Okay, yeah. You just mentioned something. You focus on the hardware side.
That's right.
And I think I've asked you this before. I'm going to ask you. It's an unfair competitive advantage. What is it that you've got at Vaisala that gives you an unfair that nobody else can do?
Well, because we make our own chips. We make our sensors from the ground up.
So I think that is amazing, right? Because that's soup to nuts. You're doing it all.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what that allows you to do by making your own chips. Mm-hmm. Everything. I mean, the housings, everything.
Obviously, the higher quality. It adheres to our higher standard, and it allows us the flexibility to move into a lot of different applications. So, for us, it's more about take temperature, humidity. It's not really like what are the industries we want to go into. It's just really what is the application? Where do you want to do those measurements? And then we can build on top of that technology and give you that value-added product.
But that's a customization to the extent that it's got to be a broad, specific. But how do you decide? How do you get a customer to tell you what they want, to understand that they're going to have to use that data and make a decision on it, without changing? It's one of those things where you say, I know it's not good for you, but you want it anyway. But if you're going to make chips directly for people, you have to know that it's good for them, right?
Exactly.
How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, it's, for us, I think it's probably one of the hardest things that a manufacturer goes through is because they, getting that real feedback from the customers, right? Yeah. Can tell me what you think? How can we improve this? So it's a question we're always asking. Okay. And I think that's also one of our unfair advantages is we really listen to the customers when they tell us these things, and we make those internal investments too to make sure that we can realize those. So I mean, unlike I think we're very unusual in that we spend around 12 to 13% of our net sales goes right back into R&D, into chip development, into product development.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's massive figure.
Yeah, that forces you to sell more, so they could take that 13% and plummet back into.
That's right.
There is a growing need, as we know, for monitoring, but there's also, I guess that would call, if you think about the triumvirate, there's a manufacturer of transformers, there's you, and there's the customer.
Yep. And
the relationship that you've got with transformer manufacturers has to be as important as your relationship with their customers, right?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Yeah, we come at it from a couple of different angles. So with the transformer OEMs, obviously their interest is in trying to understand, how is this going to connect? How do I get this commissioned? How do I get it working properly? And then, how do I decommission it, make sure it gets to site safely? So we have, our engineering teams, our product teams will work directly with them on getting that set up. And then when it comes to the moving into the end user side, obviously then the sales team, right, gets involved in building those relationships.
Okay. There's a growing need also in the industry for, I guess we just call it, instead of having silos of data, different, the C-levels are saying, look, I want an integrated system, an integrated whole. So do you all help do that with whether it's an OEM selling it or it's a retrofit? How do you do that?
Yeah. So we always, as I said, because of our focus on, premium measurement, making sure that it's a quality, the measurement quality is really high. We make sure that all of our devices are agnostic to the system that it's in. So that means that the communication is open so that, it has the flexibility to work with a system. So like if, your system is based on Modbus communication, or DMP3 is a very common one. We can work with those systems and integrate very seamlessly into them. So that way, when you have that database, when you have that set up, where all that information is coming back, there's no barriers in the way.
Yeah. That open architecture, you make it so that it fits. And that's the communication, like that's why we come to IEEE and you see all these communication companies here and you go, what are they? They're not in the power industry. They are, because we have to get data out. We have to make decisions about the data. Quality, Vaisala is known for quality. Service after the fact. Talk a little bit about what you have in North America to service the North American customers.
Yeah, service is extremely important to us. So we are, I think that we do a really good job of making sure we take care of the customer and listen to them when they're having issues. Okay. And so as far as the level of services we have everything from online support, help desk online that you can call, you can email. We also offer field support services. We cover most of we're pretty much all of North America with that service, and so and then we also have for some of our products, right, that need to be calibrated regularly, things like that. We have a huge calibration lab available.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
How do you handle the calibration? Because most of the time it has to be calibrated.
That's
right. We know the early days, they really didn't tell people that. So there are a lot of monitors that are on there that are not monitoring anymore. I mean,
yes,
a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And calibration is unique. Is it something that you sell as part of the package, or it's after the fact?
So it depends on the product. Okay. So some of our more regulated products, so like products that go into life sciences, building management systems, those have to be calibrated on an annual basis. Okay. Like there's certifications that come with that, right? When we talk about the power industry, we're lucky our devices are built that they don't require calibration, actually. So we never have to, we never have to take them down, send them to the lab. We don't have to do any sort of on-site calibration. Yeah.
So they're calibrating themselves as they go along. That means you must have two systems in there. One's running while the other one's checking on it, and when they switch, right?
It's very sophisticated, but yes, our devices have a self-calibration feature.
You make your own chips. You have self-calibration.
That's right.
You support them. You're open architecture. You've got a lot of unfair competitive advantages, Lee.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thanks for joining me.